Weren't their coordinates sent out from the space station? Weak heartbeat and pulse. March, you better do CPR.
Wait, stop it! They're awake!
Nice to meet you. My name's Dan Heng, and this is March 7th. This space station was just attacked by the Antimatter Legion. We came to help with the rescue at the request of lead researcher Asta. Back to the Master Control Zone. Asta and the other researchers have gathered there. Well, the Express has some dealings with Madame Herta, so we come to visit the space station from time to time. It's a unique train that can travel between the stars with the power of the Trailblaze Eon. You and March go back together. Arlan from the security department lost contact in the vicinity. I need to find him first. I don't know that one. I took another route to the upper level, and I saw you guys from up there. Arlan is in the control room. He's been injured, but not fatally. I suppose as the head of the security department, he should know. It's just a coincidence. We came to deliver the rare relic Herta trusted us to find. We didn't expect to arrive during an invasion. Don't be too hard on yourself. Your leg and dominant hand were injured. It was a wise decision to hide here and avoid a head-on encounter with the Legion. March. No. Light cones are Garden of Recollection technology. They allow you to carry memories around. Very potent enhancement items. I heard the corporation paid a lot for the usage rights, but I've no idea how Herta managed to get hold of one.
Hey! Sore losers! You can't just gang up on us! Go! Huh. Looks like we have two Dan Hengs on our team now.
Please leave me out of this. What is the current situation on the space station?
We lost communications.
Are you thinking of going back? Let me remind you, that's the Doomsday Beast, the Legion's planet destroyer. The Doomsday Beast can rip off the defense shield like tearing paper. Either way, the Legion has the blessing of the Eon Nanook. They came prepared, and everyone here is not. She's that important?
She's the one who can help us turn the tides. Of course, I may be wrong.
As you say so. Alright, what should we do next? The Astral Express tracks our coordinates in real time. And with such a huge change in the space station's movements, there's no way Mr. Yang wouldn't have noticed.
Is this the space station?
Hi, it's good that you've made it through in one piece. You can rest easy now that the threat from the Legion has been neutralized. Well, this invasion seems to be nothing more than a random provocation. As soon as the Doomsday Beast fell, the Legion retreated. I guess I'll leave you to rest up a bit for the time being. By the way, what's your beacon address? That way, if anything happens, I can contact you. Go see Himiko when you have the time. She said she had something to discuss with you. Can I help you? Feel free. This is open to everyone on the Express. While many of the roads that Akivili traveled along no longer exist, I think it's still meaningful to record our adventures as current passengers of the Express. I enter the collected data into the Archives databank. I try to catalog the people and places the Express encounters, and compare and contrast them with the existing records. Doing okay after your first jump? Dizziness or retching are normal reactions. You'll feel better once you get used to it. So you have high compatibility with the Express. That's good. I went through the Express's database, and it seems the environment on Eurilo 6 has undergone drastic changes in the past few centuries. It was not a frozen planet to begin with. He said so? Considering the spatial obstacles that the Star Rail has encountered, it's highly possible. I've conducted a preliminary survey and found that there's one area with a relatively normal temperature on the surface of the planet. By normal, I mean a temperature that just about allows for human survival. If I had to choose a site for initial investigation on this trailblazing expedition, that would be it. As I expected. Before you came, whenever March wanted to go anywhere, Himiko would make Mr. Yang and me go with her. Even after you arrived, I didn't suppose I'd be the one to be liberated of that duty. I assume the trailblazing objective this time is to find the Stellaron on Eurilo 6 and dispel the effect it's exerting on the Star Rail. Right? I see. You should find March. I'll join you two once I'm ready. What? Is there something on my face? I feel sorry for this world. First the Stellaron, and now you.
All right, here comes the Eurilo 6 Trailblaze team.
Eurilo 6. We're here. Based on the coordinates, the target should be up ahead. Remember, we should stay vigilant. We know very little about this world. I got this, March. If someone's got their head stuck in the sand, or the snow in this case, they just need a helping hand.
Ouch! My fine fellow, was that really necessary? Is crawling around in the snow a crime these days? I mean, come on, surely it doesn't warrant a spearing.
Who are they? A marked change in tone. It sounds like he's quoting from a historical record. We came here for something known as a Stellaron. Objects that fell from the blue on separate worlds. Their appearance spelled disaster. Many of the planets we visited have suffered their effects. You mentioned invasion by the Antimatter Legion. Soon after their arrival, this planet suffered the eternal freeze. At the same time, the phenomenon known as fragmentum space corrosion began to occur. Correct? You're right. Our reason for coming here is not purely selfless. If we don't seal the Stellaron, we cannot leave this planet.
On one side, recommended by tall, blue, and handsome, the unsmiling, pulverizing power of the new kid on the block, Cold Dragon Young! Cold Dragon Young will face off against these opponents alone! On learning his fate, the brave young fighter had one thing to say: whatever!
I can take them on my own, you know. Let's get after him. Be that as it may, did you really have to poison us? So it wasn't to cover anything up? A secret that you didn't want anyone, including us, to find out?
Dan Heng, what secret?
Well, I'm not certain yet. But there's more to our friend here than meets the eye. You said I'd uncover a clue if I became the Fight Club champion. We should avoid attracting too much attention. But we can't just leave her. You remember the robots we defeated in the boxing gym? Doesn't seem to be technology from here. Look, it even has an Interastral Peace Corporation logo on it. Perhaps it's an antiquity, left behind by some past interstellar traveler.
Your mom's an antiquity.
Don't you have something cool to say? Like, appearances can be deceiving?
I don't try to disagree. But if you ask for my opinion, it's better to be safe than sorry. One of us should keep watch tonight. You seem pretty exhausted. Don't overexert yourself. I'll do it. Sampo, do you know the answer? Don't trouble yourself about it. We need to find her. I don't know if this will work, but it's worth a try. Where is Clara right now? She's incisive and determined. In sharp contrast to you, March.
Did you really have to add that last part?
Looks like we'll have to get past Clara if we want to speak to Svarog.
Then good luck persuading that mass of metal.
Clara mentioned Svarog's calculation results many times. The strength of the Underworlders won't be enough to prevent the disaster. Those were her exact words. For me, that's our starting point.
So, you think Svarog's logic has a hole in it?
No. His calculation is correct. At its current strength, it is highly unlikely that Wildfire would be able to resolve the problems stemming from the Stellaron. However, that calculation didn't take the present situation into account. There's a new variable yet to be added to the equation. Precisely. If we can make Svarog believe in us, we can almost certainly overturn the result of his calculation, and we'll be one step closer to peace talks.
But how can we get him to do that? Showing him some of our photos wouldn't cut it, right?
There's always a way. First, we have to convince Clara. I assume she must be on her way back to the robot settlement. Let's catch up with her. Are you repairing this installation, Clara? Hit a snag? The dimensions and wear of these two roller components look very different from the rest of the unit. You must have only just replaced them. You replaced the damaged components, but the unit isn't starting up as normal. That's what you're trying to figure out, right? I think I found the source of the problem. You replaced the rollers, but the bearing is causing a jam. And there's a misalignment. You two, give me a hand. We should be able to fix it between us.
Yes, right, Dan Heng?
Less asking, more helping. No need. We hardly lifted a finger. So, the settlement's energy supply problem is solved for the time being? When did Svarog start doing his calculations, Clara? Stay focused. Remember, we have to make him see that we're a variable in the calculation. As expected, he knows of the Stellaron, but it's a restricted topic. You tried your best. Don't blame yourself. I should have considered such a situation in advance. And it was Svarog who attacked first. We didn't have any other choice, but we still have a lot left to figure out. For instance, exactly. We don't even have the Stellaron's coordinates and location. Cocolia's sudden change in attitude is also very curious. We still haven't put all of the pieces together. Dreams? All three dreams were the same, with Cocolia and that other voice. I'm wondering if these dreams aren't just random, if there is some meaning behind them. Maybe you're having them because...
Because of the Stellaron inside her?
That's my hunch, but I have no proof. We solve a puzzle one piece at a time. Let's get some rest. We'll talk to Wildfire tomorrow and get to the bottom of this. Also, there's still one more key character we haven't talked to yet. Her connection to Cocolia may be the key to cracking this mystery. Did you have a dream again last night? Well then, let's go find Wildfire to discuss our next move and see if they have any new discoveries. Where's Natasha? Is she here? Hold on. What about Branya? Why isn't she here? Stop overthinking and just open it. She gave it some good thought. But whatever's going on in that Supreme Guardian's head, even Branya might have trouble understanding. Sampo, do you know the Landau siblings?
What do you think?
I think it'd be best to pay a visit to Serval Landau. He's an elite officer of the Silvermane Guards. It wouldn't be easy to get to him. Besides, if he hasn't been persuaded by Branya's letter, we'd be walking right into the lion's den. No, I don't remember the security being this tight last time. Might have something to do with us. The Supreme Guardian has probably learned of our arrival already. Branya. Not yet, March. Branya said we could trust you completely.
You mean to say you don't trust me completely?
Perhaps I should do it. Or we'll still be here tomorrow. We must locate it as soon as possible. Ideally before Cocolia takes action. Can you tell us the way? There goes the negotiation. He's just unconscious. Don't worry. You need to be sure, Saval. If we can't reach a common understanding with your brother, will you stand with us? Compared to this, the corrosion we saw in Backwater Pass pales into insignificance. Serval said that the Stellaron was very likely hidden in the snow plains north of Belebog. If we want to get there, I'm afraid we'll have to find the exit to this Fragmentum maze first. No guide and no way of detecting the Stellaron. We'll just have to advance gradually and cautiously. Be disheartened. The stronger the Fragmentum contamination, the closer we are to the source. It's clear that whoever designed these mechanisms didn't want outsiders to get through too easily. Let's keep looking for the energy hub. I want to ask you a question. Do you still remember those dreams you mentioned to us? I know you're wide awake right now, but I need you to try. See if you can recall the voice you heard. Well, this is merely speculation, but perhaps the voice you heard is the Stellaron somehow conveying information to Cocolia. The one in your body is resonating with the Stellaron on this world.
Huh? You mean that Stellarons can communicate? I've never heard that before.
Well, there's never been a human that could accommodate a Stellaron in their body.
Are these echoes too?
Yes. The Fragmentum here seems to have made a special connection with Cocolia. It's repeatedly generating forms in her image. The Express has traveled world after world. We are merely passing travelers. Witnesses to part of a grander story. We invariably avoid getting drawn into turbulence that can decide the fate of a world. But there are always times when we have no choice but to act.
The ground! It's shaking! What's happening? Wow. That was a tough trailblazing expedition. We made it! But, what are we gonna do with the Stellaron? It's usually Mr. Yang who handles it.
I've informed Himiko and Mr. Yang already. They'll seal the Stellaron.
Nice! The crisis on this world is basically over, right?
The storm still rages on. Now that the Stellaron is sealed, the eternal freeze will slowly recede. Fragmentum won't aggressively expand anymore, but nor will it disappear. Urilo 6 has a chance to return to life, but it will take time. It will depend on the efforts of the people here. It's logical, and hard to disprove. She probably doesn't know what happened either. This wouldn't be the first time. Something similar happened when we faced the Doomsday Beast on the space station. Remember that glance from Nanook? Originally, we thought it was because the Stellaron was linked to the destruction. But now it seems to be more than that. We might need to speak with Mr. Yang to understand what's going on. Let's focus on the business at hand first. We shouldn't disrupt Himiko and Mr. Yang while they're dealing with the Stellaron. Let's talk once we're back on the Express. We were there at the fight. We witnessed everything.
Look, there's a crowd gathering over there. Is the address starting soon?
Looks like it. Branya hasn't arrived yet, though. Let's find somewhere to wait.
I now know the reality of your decade of suffering.
Allow me to explain. Worth celebrating, I'd say. 2.5?
What? That run-of-the-mill, huh?
My scoring criteria are different from yours.
Branya Anya said she's willing to wait 700 years for us. Huh. Dan Heng, how long can humans live for?
Forever. But in that scenario, they can't be considered human anymore.
Don't worry. If you eat like Dan Heng, you'll be as tall as him one day.
I'll let that slip. We can sleep when we're back on the express. Did you get Himiko's message? It's time to go. The conductor will nag us again if we put the express behind schedule.
Pom-Pom is of the opinion that we should leave as soon as possible to avoid potential resurgences of the anomalies we experienced earlier. Himiko and I agree.
Which means we need to decide where our next destination is soon. I'll head back to my room then.
Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. You are one of them.
Hold on. I'll be there soon. Seems like the longer I spend in my room, the stranger things are when I emerge. March told me. If it were one of the other ships, it might have been okay. But I can't go to Lofu. I'm forbidden from setting foot on that ship. Total interception of any attempt to enter the Dominion is how they chose to put it. So if you're planning on going, I can't go with you. I remember the Xianzhou was a sight to behold. Good luck.
Are you okay, Dan Heng? March brought you up to speed, I assume.
I'm fine. And yes, I'm up to speed. Yes, I'm staying this time. For the Xianzhou, these ships are their planets. Terrestrial environments are cradles that allow civilizations to survive and then develop. Some of those civilizations progress further, constructing spacefaring vessels, which allow them to voyage into the unknown. The Xianzhou Alliance is one such civilization. I've only glimpsed it a few times, but it's as magnificent as I remember. Let's not let our imaginations get the better of us. You need to take extra care on this expedition. I've compiled some intel on the Xianzhou for you. I hope it comes in useful. Himiko, did you keep a copy of the Stellaron Hunter's transmission? Can I have a look?
Sure.
The Xianzhou is in danger. This man, If he's on the ship, then Welt March and her... Everyone is in grave danger. But...
Is he connected to that past you want to escape?
I can't leave them down there. It's just... I'm afraid my burden has finally caught up with me. And that everyone is about to be drawn in. Can't send the message out. The network is down. But some functions still work? Virtually nothing has changed since I left. You're hurt. My name is Dan Heng. I'm a traveler. I'm on my way to meet up with my friends. I appreciate the help, but I can leave the port on my own. If the shipping passages in Cloudford changed even a little, the entire route would be drastically altered. Do you two know the way? A Cloud Knight stricken with Mara. How could the mutations get this bad? Is the Stellaron exerting an effect?
What do you know?
silent but deadly, speaks.
Your mother is right. The Vidyadhara are long scions. They are descendants of the Aeon of Permanence. That was why some, but not all, could turn into dragons. The power was a rare inheritance, passed down only to those who could successfully complete numerous rites and challenges. For the inheritor, it was hard to say whether it was a blessing or a curse. Wait! Let's think before we act. Abundance. Strange accident? The messages never get sent. I wonder what's happening with those three. The Cloud Knights seem to be gathering for the Stellaron disaster. But why did Kafka want us to come here? What happened to them? And what happened to Blade? I've delayed for too long. I need more information. I'm sorry, I have to catch up to my friends. Thank you for looking out for me on this journey. Both of you. I need to be careful. If I alert the Knights, they might take an interest in me. Of Vidyadhara and Miraja go? Have these shadows of the past yet to disperse? These memories... No. They have nothing to do with me anymore. Long. I was exiled from the Xianzhou. I'm no longer one of the Scions of Permanence. I'm sorry. I cannot linger here. My friends have left. I must find them.
You didn't heed us then, and won't heed us now. As headstrong as you always were.
I've told you and that woman many times. I am Dan Heng. I have nothing to do with your past. Look out!
Quit hiding. Your true self.
You!
Behind you is none other than the traitor of the Xianzhou. A criminal forever banished. The High Elder of the Vidyadhara. Imbibitor Lunae. You really thought the Stellaron hunters were the only ones to infiltrate the Xianzhou?
In that case, I'll bring both of you to justice!
I have no interest in stoking conflict. I came to ensure the safety of my friends. Out of the way! I can't delay any longer. I didn't wish to harm anyone. But there's no other way. Forgive me. Now!
I failed!
All of you listen to me. Stop!
What did you do? I'm not him.
You cannot leave yet. Your Astral Express friends are waiting for you in Scale Gorge Waterscape. Shall we go and see them together?
You know the Vidyadhara hatching rebirth cycle, General. The waters of the ancient sea have cleansed Dan Feng of his past sin. The person that once stood here alongside you is no more. I am Dan Heng. Whether Dan Feng was hero or villain has nothing to do with me. I bore his punishment, accepted my eternal banishment without complaint. But do not let his shadow cloud your estimation of me, General.
Anyone's shadow aboard the Law Fu.
I may not be capable of the things that Dan Feng was capable of. You brought them here? We need to help them. Let's go! It's a long story, March. It's me.
Thank you, Dan Heng.
How am I still one of the nameless? I stand here at the mercy of others without true freedom to speak. But as a descendant of the Vidyadhara, I will fulfill my duty to the Law Fu. This must be the first High Elder that accepted the mission to quell the Ambrosial Arbor. According to tradition, from then on, successive High Elders were obliged to return to the Dragon Vista Rain Hall. They would guide the tides of the ancient sea to guard and strengthen the Arbor's seal.
Do you remember now?
Yes. Reverence to the three talents. The path to the great roots. It's the way to the root depths. Don't worry about it. Just follow me. For the Vidyadhara, it must have been a necessary sacrifice.
In that case then, I'll leave it to you.
I'll do my best. That's Dan Feng's voice. But what about the other person? It's so familiar. A mysterious intruder. But that voice is so familiar. This seal was already on the verge of breaking before the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection. The Cloud Knight General and the Ten Lords Commission. They performed regular inspections of Scale Gorge Waterscape. The reverence to the three talents is complete. Now, we must head for the roots of the Arbor. The roots of the Arbor are still growing.
It's fantastic.
We've reached the end. These are the roots of the Ambrosial Arbor, where the vestiges of abundance lie. Reverence to the three talents. The path to the great roots. This is it. Under the power of the High Elder, the Arbor's roots have formed into the image of a dragon. Now, I will break the final seal. It was over, Ventilia.
general of the hunt. But all I lost was a body stolen on a whim. And you, how much longer can you last?
Be gone, pawn of destruction.